Jameson Williams could be facing weapons charges. We'll go over that in a minute. He's got one more game on his suspension, his current suspension, unrelated to what we're talking about here, but maybe a weapons charge coming down on Jameson Williams, who just can't keep his head straight, can't keep his focus. What a waste of talent if it continues to go down this road. Tyreek Hill news. Go buy Breece Hall now. Get Breece Hall and Tyreek Hill right now before it's too late. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Make trades while you're watching the show, or you're going to be sorry you didn't partake in the buy low or buy as cheap as you possibly can walking into week number 9 on both Breece Hall and our boy Tyreek Hill. Look, the window's closing for the buy lows. The buy lows are getting knocked off one by one. Here's last week's buy low list. Look at all these beauties, one after the other. Gibbs, Tater, Achane, Cup, Puka, Nacua, Lamb. The list is getting smaller. It's shrinking by the hour. Nico Collins, Laporta, Tyreek, Walker, Kamara, Hall especially, and Jamo probably no longer on this list. We're going to get rid of his mug. Sorry, Jamo. You screwed up, pal. Again. Pacheco, buy low. The Fantasy Football Show Breaking News Edition. AR5 news. Joe Flacco news. Jonathan Brooks is maybe going to make his debut news. That show, week number 9 show, that show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever.
Breece Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the third, don't stall. Just give Batman the freaking football.
He's Breece.
I like how it's third
He's
round.
Breece.
When we made this.
He does a whole of a job. A whole of a job.
In the third, don't
A
stall.
whole of a job.
Breece Hall, please report to the moon.
In the third, don't stall.
He does a hell of a job.
He certainly does a hell of a job. Remember when we could get him in the third round? In the third, don't stall. Breece Hall, buy him now. Buy him now. Buy him now. Achane, Gibbs, Breece Hall, Bijan, Kyren Williams, a bunch of monsters that are going to dance and have cups of coffee with the 1 to 5 running backs all year long. That includes Achane, for those of you wondering. Yeah, Breece Hall in the third round was crazy, Jimmy. When I made that video, he was a third round pick. Okay, so let's get to this news real quick. Jameson Williams could end up facing weapons charges. I mean, this guy had a weapon in a vehicle with his brother earlier this month. Kind of kept under wraps for the most part until recently when this news broke about 48 hours ago for the most part, at least hitting major headlines. And he concealed a weapon, did not have a concealed weapons permit. And when that happens, you could face some serious punishment. And so a suspension on that is most likely going to happen. It doesn't matter what's deemed, this or that by the authorities or from the legal system point of view. That will be determined. The NFL will wait until the legal piece of this plays out. That's the way the NFL usually reacts. But they can do exempless immediate reaction type stuff for like domestic violence or anything like that, or in this situation they could potentially, but they'll probably let this play out a little bit, but maybe not. We'll find out. I mean, Jamo's been having run-ins consistently, the testing positive for performance enhancing drugs. That's what the PED situation was, what he's currently facing a suspension for. 1 game out of the way, 1 more to go, and now this. What a waste of a talent. What a waste of a talent. What a waste of a player who can't keep his head on straight for anything. St. Brown.
Legend has it if you say St. Brown 3 times in the dark in the bathroom, you will immediately lose your league.
Hold on, I'm sorry guys. This is really rude of me, but I got a call. Hello? Yeah. Hey, Mark. Oh, Jamo getting calls from the XFL? They want a future contract? Okay, I'll let them know. Thank you, pal. Looks like the XFL is already calling for J-Mo. The guy might be on his way to revive the XFL. Look, this guy's an absolute disaster. And if anything tells you something, it's a pattern, a recognizable pattern in an uncontrollable behavior and uncontrollable tendencies and habits. This guy's got horrible, continuous bad habits that are going to have him out of the game. There's just no way J-Mo escapes some sort of big injury on top of this. This is just what's going to happen. He's either going to fail out of the NFL or he's going to get hurt and it's going to save him. And then there's the what if. Well, he didn't fail out, but he got injured and he can never get right. Who knows? I don't know what in the hell to think with this kid. All I know is this makes me feel good.
Legend has it if you say St. Brown 3 times in the dark in the bathroom, you will immediately lose your league.
And I see Salty Tater trying to defend him here. And Salty, I'm not going at you, and I'm not going at your stance, but your stance is badly placed because this is a concealed weapon without a concealed permit. Okay, there's no argument about somebody should be able to protect themselves or certain rights. No one's arguing that. But Salty, you're going down the complete wrong path because there's no excuse for this piece of this equation. It's not something that's getting thrown out or excusable. This is an absolute criminal, not a criminal misdemeanor. This is an absolute criminal offense, and he's going to get in some trouble. So don't argue, Salty. I love you, pal, and I think a lot of people would agree with your overall sentiment here. But you're trying to mix up and blur the lines of two completely different things, my broski. They're not even close, and it's not getting thrown out. He's in trouble, and he should be ashamed of himself for continuing to go down a reckless path of not looking out for his career and his job and what he does. Plain and simple. He's a hot mess, and it's not going to get better. It's not going to get fixed. This is a pattern. This is a pattern. Tyreek Hill was rested for Wednesday's practice. There's no concern here. This guy's a buy low. He's been deemed, I believe, one of the reports I got just recently said that Tyreek Hill, is deemed fully healthy. Really, he's just getting rest, and now we're at the point where you've got to jump into this situation before it's too late. You got to go get your hands on this kid in a buy low situation before this next week kicks off. He did return to form. He did. Just in a small shot of returning to form. We saw him get used finally. We saw him get 70 yards. We saw him get targeted by Tua Tagovailoa. We saw his offense move and matriculate the football down the football field. We saw his offense get in the red zone. We saw his offense score, run the ball, balance out the defense. This is all coming. This is all absolutely clear as day, telegraphed like no other. And people that come out of this game saying to themselves, and I promise you, a lot of his owners, not all of them, a lot of his owners are sitting here and saying to themselves, if the offense bounce back and Tua looks like he's getting the offense back in the saddle, and he didn't do what we wanted or expected him to do, and we've waited this long and they've misused him, or he's dropped off, and then everybody else gets to eat but Tyreek. Tyreek barely gets to eat. He nibbles a little bit, but he has 70 yards, doesn't have a big touchdown catch or anything like that. It's 70 yards. It's a decent day. It's clearly him being used more and everything, but his owners are questioning whether they can maintain the season or the attempt to go get a playoff seed, to go get a wild card spot, to go get one of the final playoff seats that are available to them. If they make the right move now, they're thinking Tyreek Hill might have dropped off. Not everyone. I'm not saying that the Tyreek Hill fan or the Miami Dolphin fan in your league that owns Tyreek Hill is going to trade him. Not everybody's going to be able to pull this off, but I can tell you this right now. This is the most vulnerable time to go get this man. And I believe he will return to top 5 wide receiver form. I believe he is worth the risk. I believe that if you are in a situation where you don't have an edge right now, you are probably somebody that's going to scrape by to maybe get a shot at getting in the playoffs. You're 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, even 3-win teams right now. You need to take a fun gamble on a guy like Tyreek Hill, and if it doesn't work out, you say, I gave it the good old college try with an absolute potential monster. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You can't lose sleep over it. You're making a very good bet on a player like Tyreek Hill, bouncing back and buying him at crazy low value comparative to what his value will be if he has 100 yards and a touchdown in week number 9. I promise you his value will double or triple if he has a 100-yard touchdown game. So ask yourself, is this a risk I can take or need to take? Yes, it is. Okay, good. I'll go ahead and bet the farm on him in this particular league because it's a great shot. Otherwise, what are you going to do? Crawl into the playoffs and lose? How about you crawl into the playoffs and dominate? How about you make it the best comeback you've ever seen in your entire life? How about you do what the CeeDee Lamb and Jahmyr Gibbs owners did last week and the week prior when your boy Smitty said, go buy him, 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 go buy all these guys. What about then? What about those people? How fun is it? What's the storyline for the guy that traded for Lamb right now? How's his season and outlook looking? What's the storyline looking like for the Jahmyr Gibbs and the Jonathan Taylor owners? I tell you, Hill and Hall are the big names left. I tell you, Neighbors and Collins are doubted more than you think. And even if someone's not doubting Collins, they're doubting whether they can wait even another week on him. They've got 2 or 3 wins. They're saying to themselves, God, I want to wait. My idea was to wait. You have a plan until you get punched in the face. Copyright Mike Tyson. People are looking for moves. People need to make moves. Tyreek Hill, do it live. JMO, despicable. Debacle. This is an easy to pile on and say, oh, he's garbage. And I'm not saying I believe in AR5 right now. I'm not saying I don't, but I'm not saying I do. That's for sure. Hope he takes this as a lesson, as you can see right here. Jay Glazer on the benching of AR5, speaking about AR5. Then you have this one over on the right hand side by Fox podcast, Fox NFL podcast. You got to have that unbreakable mindset on the field. Jay Glazer again, just glazing his own comments. But here's the thing, and here's where I think the Colts might be getting it wrong. You don't know what you have. You definitely don't have a Super Bowl contending team with Joe Flacco. Doesn't matter if he's better for the team. You're just worsening draft picks and things like that to try and win anyway. Think about what you're doing. You're not going to win a Super Bowl. You're sure as hell not going to win multiple playoff games. And you're sure as hell not going to win even one playoff game. And you may not make it into the playoffs anyway, right? So what in the hell are you doing? And I know AR5 needs to work on a lot, and maybe he never gets right, but why not give him a whole season to try and see if he can get there walking into his second year? And while people say he's garbage, he's the worst quarterback to ever play the game, etc., you have to keep in mind how many great quarterbacks, and I'm not saying he will be great, but how many great quarterbacks looked exactly the same as he does. With Carson Palmer, 10 touchdowns on the year, 15 INTs. Eli Manning, 11 touchdowns, 12 INTs. Peyton Manning, 15 touchdowns, 21 INTs. Anthony Richardson has 12 and 11. These passer ratings are all near identically bad. Peyton Manning, 64.6. Josh Allen was 13 touchdowns, 13 INTs, 64.2 passer rating, and looked pretty bad and not very accurate. And Shane Steichen is the man for the job. Dable and Steichen are the 2 quarterback whisperers. Whether they know what to do in terms of acquiring them, that's a whole different story. The fact that Dable didn't know Danny Dimes wasn't worth his contract, that makes me scratch my head for sure. But they are quarterback whisperers in terms of cultivating a talent if they get a talent in-house. If the GM brings in the right talent, let's say, Dable can coach him. But clearly Dable doesn't know necessarily how to bring in the talent because he thought Danny Dimes is worth the contract. And Saquon Barkley is worth kicking to the curb. One of the dumbest organizations right now. I'm sorry, but the Giants, I don't care who wants to defend. Oh, they couldn't have kept Saquon if they were trying to save money, Smitty. You don't understand. I understand completely. I understand exactly what I'm talking about. Joe Shine is the worst GM in NFL. I don't know. I want to say history, but maybe not. Maybe not history, but Shine is awful. He's an embarrassment. The Giants are an embarrassment because of what he's doing, not because of the franchise, not because of the fan base, not because of a lot of things. He's an absolute debacle, this guy Shine. One of the worst GMs I've ever seen in my life. And Mara, owner of this team, just letting him do it is part of the problem too. He was sitting there on top of one of his side tables during the NFL Hard Knocks clip that you've seen over and over and over where he goes, I just hope Saquon Barkley doesn't go to the Eagles. And Joe Shine's like, yeah. And Joe Shine's son is sitting there on the couch with his feet up going, Dad, you should pick Jaden Daniels. You only get this job once. And Joe Shine's like, Jaden, okay, I'll write it down, son. Thank you for the suggestion. This is a debacle, embarrassment. How I even got on that topic, I'm sorry. I just mean to say that quarterback whispers can bring guys back to life that have these kinds of starts. And for the Colts to think there's some benefit to not giving this man reps, AR5, to not at least exploring it down the entirety of the season, and then make an offseason decision like the Cardinals did to move on from Josh Rosen after one season, taking Josh Rosen in the top 10 overall. They took Josh Rosen in the top 10 overall, the Arizona Cardinals, and without one extra season to look at him, they went through 1 year, brought in a new team. Okay, Kingsbury came into Arizona and said, screw it, that's not my guy. I'm drafting Kyler Murray. And it took balls for Kingsbury to do that, but he did it. And I give him major credit for that. And he made a decision in the offseason to move on. You want to do that, fine, but this is not the time and place to do this. It's not. I think you need to run him out there. And if he gets hurt, or whatever, but you need to run him out there. This is not the way. Especially when their sentiment is we're not giving up on him. Well, then why are you sitting him? I get that he didn't do the right thing. I get that it was embarrassing for him to tap out of the game. But you could have just said, what is going on? He's like, get me out, get me out. You could have called a timeout, salvaged that situation. Part of that's on the coaching staff. Okay, send in Flacco. He tapped out. They could have said, come over here for a second, kid. You know, you can't do this. Let's call timeout. Timeout. Take a breath. Go back out on the field. I know you're tired. You need a breather. All he wanted was a breather. Nice timeout call. Way to give our QB a breather. Nice job. But the coaches are responsible for this too. Everybody keeps blaming AR5. The coaches could have done something when AR5 was running off the field. And we're left with this. Colts head coach Colts head coach Shane Steichen said that QB Joe Flacco will be the team starter going forward. It's great for downs. It's great for fantasy. I get it, but I'm just letting you know my feel from an NFL perspective, from an analyst perspective. It's not the right move. It just doesn't matter if he doesn't work out good. You get a higher draft pick. You get all these things that come into motion and come into play that come with those territories. You get higher picks. You get higher everything. Good. Run the course. Get it out of your system now. You know what you're saying when you say we're not giving up on him, we're going to go with Joe Flacco? You might waste another year trying out AR5 on for size. Why not take it the distance in 2024, really get a feel for it, and then decide? You're not winning anything with Joe Flacco in the end game of this thing. Okay, so while somebody's going to say he's bad, Smitty, this is not, they definitely should roll with him. They should. They should test it all the way to the end. Unless they're lying, which they could be, that they're not going to give up on him necessarily. Your best time is to try this now in a season where it doesn't matter. Drake May and concussion protocol still was limited Wednesday. Tough to say. It feels like it maybe is trending in slightly the right direction, but a lot a lot needs to be, completed stepwise. Tyrone Tracy Jr., this potential running back 2 going forward over in New York. 25-year-old rookie, but doesn't matter. He's looking fantastic. Dynasty, that's something to consider, but he's still young, fresh, probably has a good 3-4 years, maybe at the NFL level, given he's an older player, but with less mileage. But Giants coach Brian Daboll said that Tyrone Tracy is in the early stages of his concussion protocol, trending in the wrong direction to play in his next contest, but we'll be certain to update you on that. Jordan Love groin did not practice on Wednesday, trending a little bit in the direction of sitting. So Malik Willis needs to be considered in Superflex leagues right now. If he's available, scoop him up immediately. Jonathan Brooks' knee is practicing in full for week number 9. This is a moment that a lot of people have been waiting for. And the fact that we have this news, I don't know what the RB room's going to look like, though, this week. Not to mention, hard to say that they're going to give him some sort of massive amount of workload. And all indications are that Chuba Hubbard's not losing his job yet. So you can't play Brooks even if he played in this next matchup here, but he's certainly ready to test out and see what's what, and that's good news for anybody that's been holding on to him. Bryce Young will start week 9 against the Saints, so we'll see. And people are still wondering, does he have what it takes, or is this guy Derek Carr, who's facing him this week, going to just obliterate his team, going to obliterate him? I don't know, but I know Derek Carr oblique returning to practice and being very likely for week number 9 is great for Chris Olave. Chris Olave needs him. Definitely good news for Olave owners out there. T. Higgins, not the greatest news here. Quad injury, did not practice. You could say that we need to know more tomorrow, but tomorrow we start getting a little bit worried. Tank Bigsby, limited, don't know his availability. ETN, same thing. ETN hamstring was limited. It could be a thing where both these guys play. It could be a thing where one of them is off the injury report by Friday or Saturday entirely, and the other one is not going to play. Or they both could be off the injury report and play. Hard to say, but Tank Bigsby, he feels like the kind of guy that's going to rotate back and forth on you. I think if he plays, then he's a solid play for sure. And yeah, Yoshi Voss becomes I saw a couple comments. Yoshi Voss becomes a player this week that you look at if Higgins does end up sitting out week number 9. Brian Thomas Jr. Chest was limited in Wednesday's practice. This was thought to be a 2 to 3 week injury, and then now it's like he's day to day. Things have been changing, very volatile around his situation. I would say plan to be without him this week, but hopefully you get good news. Again, limited is not necessarily the worst news. Did not practice would be way worse, but limited doesn't mean he's playing necessarily. We got to play it by ear. And Jets interim head coach Jeff Ulbrich, the Brickinator. Brick said that resting Aaron Rodgers' hamstring and knee, pretty much in his entire body, is not in the cards right now. So know that. That's good news. That would be devastating. That would be giving up on the season type of stuff. But you're also not wanting to push Aaron Rodgers and suffering like a season-ending injury either. So it's like, it's one of those things where, you think you're making the right call, but then like he gets hurt and you're like, damn, we should have just rested him 1 week instead of losing him for the season. But the Jets are at a tipping point anyway. They can't lose really any games. They got to just go out and ball out. We got super chats piling up here. I'll answer them in order in which they're received. Appreciate every single one of you who's dropped a super chat. And let's answer this one starting with Charlie. Charlie, appreciate you. 12-man PPR, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 flex, 4-4 rate. Your team, Henry and JD5 and Achane and Cup. This is fantastic, my guy. And I would say, I think you need something else maybe to be like the best team in the league without even me looking at the rest of the rosters. But I don't think there's enough worry here to say divide and conquer Henry or divide and conquer, Achane or divide and conquer Cup into 2 different pieces. I think you bank on Tillman, you bank on Laporta bouncing back, you bank on Bigsby being a very solid backup for you in case something happens or for your flex play. You bank on Worthy or Tillman stepping up, and then I think you got a good team, and I think that there's better gambles on your roster than gambling trading away. And I'd say keep it all tight. 7.8 with the upside of an 8.4 team if Tillman's the real deal or Worthy explodes, et cetera, et cetera. So ride those risky players there because they're already on your roster and they cost you nothing. Was offered Pacheco for Mydell. I'd rather have Pacheco if you're at all in a need of a running back with your team in your situation. Trade JJ for Amon-Ra, Corum, and Stevenson. I would not. I like JJ more than Amon-Ra St. Brown, even with the news to Jameson Williams, which he might not get suspended right away or at all this year. Like, that's the way the NFL works. Keep Hall or trade him straight up for Achane. I would rather have Achane right now than Hall, but I love both of them, and buying low on Hall is the point of the show, not necessarily selling him low or medium or whatever. And I don't know that that's selling him high. I think it's selling him dead even across the board. I think I'd rather keep Achane bye week out of the way, everything looking smooth and ready to rumble. Trade DJ Moore, Stevenson for Debo and Chubb. I'd rather have Debo and Chubb without any sort of hesitation in my mind. You got Ayuk out for the season. That opens the door to Debo to have a huge year. He's on a bye week. I get that, but he's banged up, so he gets to rest. He'll come back on a tear, I think, for people. If he stays healthy, he'll be a top 6 to 10 wide receiver with Ayuk out for the year. Monty and Downs for Breece Hall. I would say give me Breece Hall, bro. I love Monty. He's pretty steady, but I want Breece Hall. That's that home run swing, top 5 RB, top 7 overall potential. I need to win now. Trade away CMC, London, and Chubb to get K9, Brian Robinson, and Brian Thomas Jr. I'd take that Brian Thomas Jr. side all day long. There's a lot of upside over there. There's a lot of security over there. That side is just way better across the board. Dude offered me Breece and Braylon for my Achane and Tracy. You know what? Give me Achane and Tracy, big dog. I mean, Tracy's ready to rumble, bro, once he's back from the concussion. I mean, he looks like the real deal for your flex spot. You got Achane and Breece as near evens anyway, so smash the hell out of that, bro. I feel like I lost the trade. Also just traded Neighbors for JT. I think that both those Neighbors and JT, both those sides are even. I don't think you lost or won that trade. They're both very, very close. But I take the Tracy side of that trade, that other trade. Start 2, Tillman, Worthy, Deontay Johnson. Don't start Deontay yet. Tillman and Worthy, easy call. Deontay's going to struggle to get consistent targets all year, let alone his first game. Was offered Breece and BT for my Gibbs, Olave, and Ferguson. I'd probably rather have Gibbs, Olave, and Ferguson, my boy. And then I trade one of the tight ends for another trade somewhere. You know, upgrade a quarterback, upgrade a running back, upgrade a wide receiver 3, upgrade my wide receiver 3 and 4 by you throwing in the tight end, etc. Barkley and Kyron 2, smash, bro. Running back 1, 2. Yeah, it's a great team, bro. Great team. You could even trade like Ferguson and Olave for Cup or Nico. Nico's a great buy low. Big dog, go after these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyreek Hill, Nico, smash. You'd be improving your situation greatly. Kincaid for Worthy. I get Worthy. I still have Kraft. I'm fine with that. There's a gamble either way. I'd rather have the gamble on the wide receiver side if you've got Kraft. Kraft's doing pretty well. Would you trade Cup and Dell for Tyreek? I would probably say this is pretty even. I think Tyreek, is an attractive go-get player, but look, Cup is also in that same vein of being a top maybe 4 to 7 wide receiver. I think Tyreek Hill has a smidge of a higher upside, but a little bit more risk. Even though Cup is an injury-prone, older player type of guy, it's still, Tyreek's banged up. He's older as well, and he hasn't quite bounced back yet. So in this argument here, there's no lap being taken. I'm going to say give me the Cup and Dell side because that's 2 pieces, and it's just safer. But I think they're both pretty damn close, and there could be a day where, in the very near future, you look back and you wish you had Hill, but I think Cup is fantastic. Hey, Smitty, do you ever cover defenses? I mean, look, we cover everything. I have open phone lines. open super chat conversations. We really, when people say you should cover Superflex more, I say, well, you've got 2.5 hours to ask a question around that and make the topic about Superflex or make the topic about defenses. But I mean, yeah, we talk about defenses pretty much all day long when we say, you know, that this is happening here, this is happening here. The Minnesota Vikings look like this right now. They look like that. The Rams are matchup proof, so you're scared of the Vikings. Look what happened. You know, like there's certain defenses that they can shut down everybody, and then there's certain offenses that can't be shut down by anybody. I'm not scared if the Rams are playing the Chiefs, but the Chiefs shut down everybody on the run, but they won't shut down Kyron. The Vikings shut down all passing attacks, right? They don't shut down Stafford. We have defensive conversations laced into everything we do. So it really comes down to just asking the questions, right? But yeah, I mean, we cover it. Do I sit here and do like a defensive show? No. But we cover so much on every show. It's like, you know, I don't know what to tell you on that one other than ask whatever you might have, and I'll try and attack it. Should I offer my Achane and Dell for Breece Hall? Is this the same question? I would rather have Achane and Dell over Breece. I think we got a couple of those questions. Trade away Achane. Why are we trading away Achane? What are we doing here? You guys better be in dire straits where you need to make a move. For Connor and Worthy. Hell no, Mike. Mike, I want you at an hour, 31 minutes and 27 seconds into the show to send this clip to the guy that offered you that trade, that awful trade.
You were offered sex. You were trade offered sex.
Wrong. Get lammed.
King 25 code 428. Dispatch.
All right, Mike, you know how I feel. Appreciate you, my guy. Okay, Justin here, receiving DK and Ray Davis for my lad Bucky. I would take DK and I want to say run because lad is playing very well. I admit, very very well. I see you, lad, but I'm getting DK. That's just me. Flex Dell, Downs, Hopkins, or Tillman. This week I'm probably going Tillman. You know, and riding that Tillman train. Got Tillman for Elijah Moore and Slayton in Dynasty. I love Tillman in Dynasty right now. It's a very nice move. Starters are JD5, Kyron, Mixon, Ingram, Nico, Debo, Garrett, Olave. Benches, Love, MHJ, Worthy, McMillan, Corum. Thanks for all the help this year. 14-man trades, 12-man league. 14 trades, 12-man league. Starters, looks good, team. I don't think I want to get rid of any of this, bro, except for maybe Olave or Garrett Wilson with, and you got MHJ to throw up in there too, bro. You know, Olave or Garrett Wilson with maybe, I guess both of them together. It's going to be hard to find the right buyer for that, but somebody's got to have a thin wide receiver room that has Cooper Kupp, you know, that has Tyreek Hill. I think Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, JJ, Jamar Chase, St. Brown are probably your targets for those two wide receivers. Garrett Wilson and Olave, go get it done, my boy. And if I've got to throw in like Love and upgrade someone's quarterback, I got to throw in Worthy to ice, you know, put icing on the cake there. I probably would. Great question though, my man. Rain man, Smitty got a dilemma. Don't know who to start, Garrett Wilson or Olave. Probably with Carr back, I think I lean Olave. Thursday Night Football, I don't know. Texans, Jets, maybe Garrett Wilson goes crazy, but I think because of Thursday Night Football, I want Olave. Guys, am I wrong here? Olave with Carr back over Garrett Wilson on Thursday Night Football. It's at home in New York, though. Am I overthinking this? Garrett had a nice 100-yard day. Maybe I'm overthinking this. I don't know. Garrett could be safer, but I hate Thursday Night Football, bro. It's just 8 times out of 10. It absolutely sucks. Can we get a vote on that, please? Garrett Wilson, Thursday Night Football, or are we going with Olave? I think with Carr back, if Carr wasn't back, I would go Garrett. Start 2, Dobbins, Shakir, Dell, Hubbard, Chase Brown, and Chubb. I probably go with Dell, even though that's Thursday night, but these options aren't. You know what? You could go JK and Chase Brown. And then if you want to take a gamble, that's a safe call. You want to take a gamble, high risk, high reward, willing to eat a donut for one of these guys. Dell instead of Chase Brown if you wanted to take a big swing. But Chase Brown and Dobbins, guaranteed touches. I think I probably roll that way. And we've got Olave, Garrett Wilson, Olave. It's pretty even, bro. You're going to have to make a call there. I said Olave with Carr back, but make sure Carr's back. Traded Neighbors and Bigsby for Lamb. I do that all day long. Did I overpay? Not really, bro. Lamb is that good, bro. I hope you got him for this week you just played, or if maybe you bought him off the week, then you're still going to be plenty happy. JD5, Kyron, Monty, Ray Davis, Mason, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Cup, Pearsall. Would you trade Kittle, Sharps, and Pearsall for Hill and Ertz? I would for sure do that. And I'd probably rather have Ertz right now. I like that, bro. I think that's a smash for you. Trade away Kareem Hunt, Mostert plus Hawkinson. I'd probably take Mostert if you have like Achane it. If you don't, I think I hold on to Hunt right now just because you have probably another week or so, although that could flip really quickly. But I think it's probably worth rolling for the 1 week or two that you could have Hunt. 12 PPR, B-Rob, Hop, Ladd, Devontae Smith for Reek and Swift. You got to take that Reek and Swift side, I think, my boy. It's really arguable, but not, I feel very strongly about that. So I know the rest of the world would be kind of, I think, on the fence a little bit, but then I maybe flip Swift. Not that I don't believe in him. I think he's doing great. I see you, Swift. I admitted yesterday I've been too hard on Swift, and that's been one of my misses this year. Especially coming off of what a way that feels. You a little bit, it burns, stings a little bit to watch Swift do exactly what you predicted he would do last year, and he did, and he served us well last year. And then you give up on him when he does well in a very bad environment. I just think that that offensive coordinator situation, Shane Waldron over in Chicago, is garbage, and he's doing it though in Shane Waldron's system. He continues to make big plays, but I would look to shop him just because you can sell him high, like get a Tyreek Hill, get a Nico Collins, get something like that. Swift could get you that right now. Dynasty rebuild, trade Downs, Bigsby, Komet for a Dunze. I would take a Dunze in Dynasty. I really like a Dunze. I think he will eventually thrive. Tyler, appreciate you. QB Stafford got offered Kyler and Breece for Mike Kyron. Chad, are we taking this? If we got Stafford at QB, are we plenty happy with Kyron and Stafford? Or are we going, give me Kyler and Breece Hall? I think I keep Kyron, bro. Stafford's fine. Stafford might be better than Kyler going forward, bro. He hasn't had his wide receivers yet, and now he does, and now he looks great, and now the team looks great, and they're fighting for a lot. I'm keeping Kyron, bro. Guy's got 10 touchdowns in 7 games. I don't think you're wrong for wanting to do it or not wanting to do it. It's pretty close. Trade JJ for Amon-Ra, Corman, Stevenson. I'm not trading JJ. K. Woods. I'm just not doing it. No, thank you. Start Winston versus LAC or Stroud on Thursday versus the Jets. Probably Winston. I hate saying that, but at the same time, I like saying it. Pick 2. Downs, Cooper, Hopkins, Reed, and Dell. Give me Downs and probably Dell unless Jordan Love plays. If Jordan Love plays, give me Reed over Dell. But Downs and Dell until we know more. And then I'm going Reed as long as Jordan Love plays. Loso, appreciate you. Trade St. Brown and Brian Robinson Jr. for CMC. Why would you do that? Why would you even trade St. Brown alone for CMC? I imagine you're a Niner fan and you don't know. Somebody want to tell him in the chat? Don't do that trade, bro. Somebody explain to him in the chat what's going on with CMC. Like how we doing that? How we trade CMC for a top 12 to 13, 14 overall valuation? No. What's up, Smitty? 10-man PPR. Got a dilemma this week. Wide receiver 1 and 2 are Lamb, Puka. Should I... And thank you for your super chats, CMC connoisseur. I'm not mad at you. I just want you to know. And hey, what's this guy saying? Cito, don't make fun of Loso like that, bro. That's not cool to say what you just said. I have a mod put you in timeout, Cito, next time you do that. Don't be calling somebody an L word, bro. On my show, we're a family here. You're spilling the milk at Thanksgiving all over the damn table, Cito. Smitty, 10-man league. Got a dilemma this week. Wide receivers 1 and 2, Lamb and Puka. Who should I start in my flex? MHJ, BT down. I'm going MHJ, bro, off of that game. And the fact that BT's, banged up, we don't even know if BT's going to be a full go or anything. Loso said, no, sir. Cards fan. I'm dead at wide receiver. I got you, Loso. Loso, and I appreciate you. Cito. Shape up, Cito. Cito, didn't you just call him what did you say to him? Let me go back and see what Cito said. Loso should be called a... Yeah, bro, you're talking trash about my boy Loso. Don't do that. Or I'll have a mod put you in timeout. That's not cool, bro. I love you, Cito. You're always welcome here, but you gotta cut that shiat out, bro. What could I really get for Amari and Chase Brown? I don't know. Maybe a fresh ham sandwich. Maybe not an old crusty one, but a fresh one. I think you could, Chase Brown and Amari. I don't think you could get... You couldn't get a Walker. You could try. You couldn't get a Kamara. You could try. Injured DK. Maybe bye-week Debo. Probably couldn't even sniff a value range of Neighbors or Collins. A Pacheco. A Reed. I'd take Reed or Pacheco. Those are pretty decent maneuvers, my main man. Who dat Lolo? What's up, my guy? What's up, Smitty? I have JD5 and he lost AR5. It's not 15, it's 5 to the bench. So I just traded my Kyler, Javonte, and Bucky for Achane. I don't like that, bro. I mother freaking love that.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Achane. Achane is the man. His haters call him small.
But he is 9 feet tall.
Okay, put him right down in Who Dat Lolo's lineup. Set him right down. Smash him, bro. Hi, what do you do? Hi, what do you do for a living? I smash. My name's Who Dat Lolo. I smash trades for a living. That's what I do.
You've just been Smitty approved.
We got a immediate $20 hauler. Emergency. I'm sorry. Here we go. Question of the night. Trade away Hall for Achane straight up. We've kind of answered that a little bit by Dell being involved in such, but I do, and I think we might have had that at the top of the hour. I'm saying Achane. I love Breece Hall. Go get Breece Hall. I'm not saying Breece Hall isn't the best buy low of the week at RB. I'm saying that exactly, actually. But Gibbs, Lamb, we had opportunities, Achane, to go get these guys too, and they're amazing buy lows just because we love Breece right now as the buy low of the week. I'd rather have Achane. And frankly, it would be shocking to me that someone would want to be able to trade away Achane right now. I don't get it. Having the bye week out of the way, it doesn't make any sense, but I would definitely smash the hell out of that. And Patrick, appreciate your $20 hauler. To the moon, bro. To the moon. Get it done. Get it done. Bring Achane on board. BTJ, Pollard, 1 in the flex, 1 on the bench. You're going to start BT as long as he's going to play. For Nico or CMC. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. You're telling me that you have 1 in the lineup, 1 on the bench. You're just trying to explain the landscape of the trade. Okay, yeah, BTJ and Pollard for Nico all day long. For CMC, some might make that gamble. I will not. I'd rather have BT. I just don't trust CMC. So, I must say stand down on that one, broski. London and Higgins for Chase and Sutton. I would take Jamar Chase over London and Higgins in a heartbeat, and that may not be everybody's cup of tea, but that's certainly mine. 12-team non-PPR redraft. I'm 3-5 QB, running back, 3 wide receivers. JD5, Gibbs, Achane, fantastic. DK, Puka, Dell, Coleman, Ridley. Trade my Dell for his Mike Evans. I would take that, bro. You're 3-5. I get it, but guess what? Dell's got a tough Thursday matchup. There's 1 game out of the way. I'm waiting on Evans. If you can stay afloat, I think you can. You got Ridley, Coleman. You're going to be okay. And there might be a week or two where you're not sure about Dell, even though I love him. I'm taking that damn trade. I love that trade for you, bro. Smash it. And nice team. Trade Dell and Worthy and Bucky to get Hall. Of course. And different league just traded Pacheco plus JMO for Reed. I don't know. JMO might only miss the 1 more game. He's suspended for 1 more game for the PEDs, but I don't know that this other thing is going to touch his 2024 season. So I think you kind of gave up too much because JMO alone is comparable to Reed when he's on the field. And I think Campbell's trusting him right now. I don't think Campbell or the Lions are going to do anything about the concealed weapon or the concealed not allowed to conceal the weapon, but he concealed it. I don't think they're going to do anything about that in-house, bro. So I think you gave up too much. But Anthony, it could still work out. I love Reed. Reed's a buy low for me, but JMO and Pacheco is a lot. Bijan owner has to trade him for a running back and wide receiver. How do I make it happen? For running back and a wide receiver, I'm not trading K9. I'm not trading Achane, I don't think. AJB, Neighbor, Scary Terry, MHJ, ET, and Parasol. You can't, bro. I mean, you could trade K9 and Scary Terry for Bijan and something, but it would very much depend on what you get back. There's no giving him one of your RBs, K9 or Achane. Maybe ETN and Scary Terry. Would he do that, though? Probably not. Neighbors and ETN? Maybe you could do that. Maybe he would do that. But ETN, if he needs a running back, ETN's the only running back I'm giving up in that situation, so that would be my dilemma, right? Amari and Chase Brown for Olave. I'd rather have Olave. Thank you for the question, my bro. Traded B. Rob Jr. and DJ Moore and Amari Cooper for Tyreek. That's a big win. I love that. Smash the hell out of trades like that, guys. I got Cup, Lamb, Nico. Nice. Running backs are Pollard, Hunt, Chase, Brown, Tracy, Dowdle. Should I trade Cup and Chase Brown and Dowdle for Hall? I guess I would, yeah. But it's risky, but it's risky not to do it. It's the same. Cup's amazing, but give me Hall, give me the RB. Trade away Kareem Hunt for Mostert and Hawkinson. I guess I would consider that. I think having Hunt for 1 or 2 more games at the levels he could play is worth not trading him away for Mostert, who you're going to be scared to start, any week anyway, and he's very touchdown dependent. But I guess I would say if you're debating whether to use Hunt even this week, then I would make the trade. If Hunt's a secure part of your lineup, then I don't know that I would, even if it's 1 or 2 weeks that you get. Not to mention there still could be some sort of sharing carry situation, even if Pacheco does reclaim his job, which I think he will. Already have Achane, Gibbs, Tracy at running back, but Likely is my tight end. I kind of like Likely, bro. I think Hawkinson could overtake him, but I don't know that that's going to happen right away. I still think, my prediction is Likely's the tight end to go get this week. The rotation is real over in Baltimore. And I just feel like that rotation is probably going to happen this week. Jackson, appreciate your super chat, my boy. And I think I handled this one already. Tyreek win, yeah. I think we're all caught up on the super chats for right now, at least. Thank you all for those super chats. We got one more coming in strong, and then we're going to hit a very short phone line session and then get back to any questions that might be out there. Trade Pacheco and DK for Breece Hall, and it's not Bryce Hall, Wesley. It's Breece Hall. But Breece Hall and Pacheco over DK. Or I'm sorry, Pacheco and DK for... Trade Pacheco and DK for Breece Hall and Pacheco. What are we doing here, Wesley? I don't know who this is right here, supposed to be, but I would trade Pacheco and DK for Breece Hall and something pretty significant. So I think you're going to have to come back and re-ask this question. Got Hurts, Kamara, Bijan, Kyron, K9, Achane, Devontae Smith, Deontay Myers. Should I trade K9 for Cheetah? I probably would, bro. You're pretty good at RB. You're very good at RB. You got Kamara, Bijan, Kyron. What is this, a two-man league? Is this one of those bar sheets that you fill out where you get to pick anybody? They're all available? Yeah, you smash that trade. You take Cheetah and you run, my broski. You do it and you do it live, okay? Then after you smash that, come back and watch the rest of the show. But for right now, you should be on your way to go accept that trade. Hill, Ridley, Tillman for London, Chase Brown. I'm going to take Hill, Ridley, Tillman. Chubbs, I like that trade. And this one here, appreciate you, JT and Hunt for Barkley and Pacheco. JT and Hunt for Barkley and Pacheco. Give me Barkley and Pacheco, and it's really not close, bro. You got Achane and Monty as well. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. That's a really good value. You gotta smash the hell out of that trade. It's a home run. All right, phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in. Appreciate you all. We got another super chat here from DB12. And DB12 says, sell Hall for either Gibbs, Brooks, or Achane Brooks. I would rather have Gibbs, Brooks, and then Achane Brooks in that order over Hall. Yes, I would take either trade, but I want the Gibbs side more. 732 caller, what's your name and where are you calling from? And if Cody, you could mute yourself, that'd be great. 732, what's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Dion. I'm calling from New Jersey.
What's up, Dion?
I have Olave, Adams, and Dell, and I was wondering which two I should start in my wide receiver 2 and flex spot.
Olave, Adams, and Dell?
Yes.
That's a tough one, bro. I'm probably going to say Olave, Adams, and Dell. Probably going to say Olave.
All right.
And I'm probably going to say Adams this week. I think the matchup for Dell is just a little too tough with these options on the table. I know Adams is spotty. You're not sure what to make of that situation. I would not be opposed of putting Dell in if you were feeling crafty about it. This is very, very even to me. I think Dell's got to be used. They're going to rely on Dell. They have to. But it's such a tough... It's a Thursday game. It's Sauce Gardner. It's the Jets D. There's a lot of concerns. If you guys can mute yourself, I put a few of you on hold already. If you could all mute yourself unless you're talking. And the only one that's talking right now is Dion. So please mute yourself. Like really mute yourself. Don't pretend to mute yourself. Everyone can hear anything you're doing. So I'm going to say Olave and Adams are the safest plays, bro.
All right, and I will be at the Jets game, so that's going to be great to see.
Yeah. Does the chat agree or disagree? Is there anybody in here that would rather go Dell over Adams or Dell over Olave? I would love to hear what you guys think. I do think Dell could still have a good day, though.
Yeah, thank you, though. I appreciate it.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. All right, let me go over to Unsure Johnny. Unsure Johnny, you are live. Everybody else, please stay muted. What can I do for you, Unsure Johnny?
Hey, how's it going? I'm 3-5 in my league now, but I'm on a 2-win streak, and I know every win counts after this. And I guess I just want you to rate my team.
Read it out loud. I'm not doing full team breakdowns on the shows right now, bro. On the phone calls, it's just too hard. You can super chat. Okay. Anybody sends like a $20 holler, I'd go through it, but like, read your starters off real quick.
All right, Hurts, Achane, Gibbs, Brown, AJ Brown, Cooper, Kincaid, and Chase Brown.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I think everyone here is probably saying to themselves, like, you know, he just wanted to hear it out loud. It's a good team. Like, what are you going to do? AJ Brown, who's your...
I would upgrade from Amari Cooper.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? You're going to get rid of one of your RBs? They're just going to create a hole there, you know? That's like when I've helped people. I don't do draft calls anymore. I just don't have time. But I used to do draft calls, and I'd help someone, you know, draft a team, and we'd come out of the draft, and they'd act like they want to go bold and have some hole at wide receiver 2 or 3 and fill it all year and just, you know, stack everything else. And then before you know it, they're an anxious Angus, and they didn't really like sitting on that, and so they traded their stud running back to fill that hole. And now they have like 2 mediocre players. You know, like, what are you really gonna get? Your 2 RBs are who again? Achane and who?
Gibbs.
I mean, if you were to trade, let's say, one of them for Hall, and you could turn Amari into Tyreek Hill, then now we're talking. Like, you get crazy creative like that. You turn one of your RBs into this, and you have to give up something small like Cooper. I'm fine with that. But you'd have to get really creative, bro. Because I don't want to get rid of Gibbs. I don't want to get rid of Achane. Their bye weeks are out of the way. They're on fire. Hall is a definite buy low, but his situation's more problematic in some ways than the other 2. So.
Okay. All right. So I guess the other option is just to write it out.
That would be one option. All right, later, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anthony from Georgia. Everybody else, please stay muted. Anthony, go ahead.
Hey, Smitty. I sent a super chat, but you didn't read it all the way. Can I just read off my starters? It's like a 2-6 team. I just want to.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's Mahomes, Chase Brown, James Cook, Dell, Cup.
Hold on. I don't write that fast, bro. I don't write that fast. Mahomes, Chase Brown,
James Cook, Dell, Cup, Pitts, and then this is the league I made the Breece trade, and I have Debo and DJ Moore and Bucky on the bench, but I'm 2-6. I don't know.
Okay, so Mahomes, Chase Brown, Cook, Dell, Cup, Pitts, DJ Moore.
Yeah, Dell, Cup, Pitts, DJ Moore, Reed, Debo, Bucky. Like, I might be cooked. I don't know.
Okay, well, you have a surplus of wide receivers. I mean, it's pretty simple. You start Debo full time when he's back. You could start Reed full time because, like, why sell him low? And you either trade Cup and Chase Brown for one running back like Breece Hall and buy low on that, or you potentially trade Chase Brown and Dell, Chase Brown and DJ Moore, Chase Brown, Dell and DJ Moore, Chase Brown and just DJ Moore for Walker, for Kamara, for something, Chase Brown and DJ Moore for Pacheco. But I mean, at the end of the day, bro, is Debo, do you start 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 1 flex?
Yeah, and then 1 tight end, yeah.
Okay, so we'll move Debo into the lineup here. So if you get rid of Chase Brown and DJ Moore, and you have Reed left, you could easily get Pacheco here and roll the dice there, or you shoot higher and you get Kamara, who's been struggling bad, or you get Walker, or you. I mean, that would be.
I've been trying DJ Moore and Chase Brown, but it just seems like no one really wants DJ Moore right now. What's his value?
Well, you could go. You could go. Let's throw Reed into the lineup. And we'll put DJ Moore on your bench.
Like, what do you think of Cup and Chase Brown?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So now you go get it. You for sure go get a Breece Hall now if you're trading Cup. But that's what I said in the beginning. If you go get Hall, this team can win. I mean, it's Dell and DJ Moore. You're going to decide each week. Debo and Reed are underrated, but very, I think, good enough. I think this will be fine. Pitts is on fire. Okay. Hall, Mahomes. Yeah, that team would be a little bit better.
Appreciate it.
All right, bro. Later.
Thank you.
Tony from Cali. 30 seconds. No full team breakdowns. You guys ask, I'm hanging up.
Smitty, how you doing today, man?
What's up, pal?
Hey, so with this roster, I'm looking to make an upgrade. I want to try and go after Collins, but I don't know if I'd be giving up too much, if I give up more than just JK or someone similar to get him. I've got Bigsby, I've got JK on the trading block, Stevenson. I can also give up a tight end, which I don't know if he'd be open to or not.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, would a 3 for 1 be too much for Collins, I guess, at the end of the day, if I give up?
No. I give up. Who's your tight end? Like, I get Ingram, anybody? Like, who do you have?
Tight ends would be, well, I stashed Otten about 2 weeks ago, so I have Otten on the team. I have Laporta on the team.
Okay, so don't trade Laporta. Don't trade Laporta because he doesn't have the trade value. You're going to have to trade Otten. He's a great commodity. I'd trade all 4 of these guys for Nico. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just giving you a point of like how much I'm trying to emphasize his value. Nico, to me, if you're in a position where you want to upgrade your lineup spot and these guys are not in your lineup. I mean, Otten might be, but put Laporta in, you're fine. I imagine you're starting one of these guys each week. JK, Bigsby, Stevenson, right? Just one?
Yeah, so I have Deontay Johnson, too, who was my flex prior to this. And so he's been, I don't know if I should, I don't know what's going to happen with that whole situation. I'm not high on him going to the Ravens at all. I'm almost to the point where I don't even want to play him. So,
try with Otten and JK, see what he does. If you need to throw in Bigsby or Stevenson, throw it in. Start with the 3 for 1. But easily, I'll confirm, easily would rather have Nico, no question about it. I'd rather have Tyreek Hill as well.
Go after Tyreek, you think?
Why would you not? Why would you want these guys over Tyreek Hill? I mean,
yeah, no, it's not a bad option. I think I might have missed the boat on that because 2 is back and,
No, because
healthy.
You need to rewatch the beginning of the show.
I can try.
Yeah, watch the buy low on Tyreek and Hall show that I have up too. But Tyreek Hill is 100%, bro, disappointing about 50% of his owners minimum because Tua came back and he didn't do it. People are worried about drop-off, bro. It's not going to happen in every situation. I can't guarantee that this owner. Neighbors. Would I give all that up for Neighbors? Yes. Would I give all that up for Tyreek Hill? Yes. Would I give all that up for Collins? Yes. Would I give it all up for St. Brown, for JJ, for Jamar Chase? You bet your bottom dollar. So go after all those guys, bro. I got to roll. Appreciate you. 2 times.
It's not a question about my roster. It has more to do with your show.
Hurry, yeah.
Fantastic. It's elite.
Okay, hurry.
Would you do something on rest of season schedules and how those play out for us, managing rosters? Something that plays on, 6 weeks in advance or 5 weeks.
Yeah, well, I'm looking into that.
How we can set ourselves up for success.
Yeah, I'm looking
think about.
I'm looking into that mostly for the playoffs. All right, later, bro. Appreciate you. Two-time junior, 2-time. What's up, 2-time? What can I do for you?
How you doing?
I'm good.
So you gave me some trade advice to try to get rid of Mooney and Pickens and Waddle. try to package those guys up. I made 2 trades, including Josh Jacobs, and I got K9, Olave, and Dalton Schultz out of that. How do you think about that?
Say it one more time, the full trade.
I gave up Jacobs, Pickens, Mooney, and Waddle for K9, Olave, and Dalton Schultz. I have Dell and London as my other receivers.
You gave up Jacobs, Pickens, Mooney, Waddle for K9, Olave, Schultz.
Yeah.
I think Jacobs and K9 are very even right now. I think Pickens and Olave are very even right now, and most people would lean Pickens. And I think Mooney and Waddle crush Schultz. I think you probably shouldn't have made that trade. But it's not like you made a devastating. Doesn't matter. What you have doesn't matter. What you have doesn't matter. Doesn't change the trade. Doesn't change the exchange. But Jacobs, Pickens, Mooney, Waddle. There's just a lot of upside here, and you kind of sold Waddle right after he might return to something. Maybe he doesn't return into a Prince. Maybe he stays kind of a pumpkin. Maybe he turns into a jack-o'-lantern. I don't know. But I think that he's definitely going to improve his value, and you got rid of him right before we see it happen. Pickens is seeing much increased value now. Jacobs getting on his horse, looking amazing. K9.
It's tough to trust Russ, though, man.
Is it tough to trust the Saints? Is it tough to trust what Grubb's? And I like Grubb, and I love K9, but the K9's his usage is it's embarrassing that they don't give him more work all the time. I still love K9. And he's a buy low for a reason because of this embarrassing misuse that often occurs. But I mean, bro, Jacobs, Pickens are on the rise right now. They've already broken out of that slump, if you will. Not saying they can't fall back in, but K9 and Olave have not broken out of it yet. You traded for 2 guys that are in much shakier situations, in my opinion.
All right, well, I appreciate you, Smitty.
Yeah, but I also don't want you to think that it's like a horrible trade. And I'm one of the biggest K9 believers and fans out there. So I really think that it's more about trade value that you got taken on a little bit, just because K9 is a buy low for a reason. I got him on this list not because I doubt him, because I love him. But he's absolutely neglected right now and discarded. And you ended up paying value that I believe in my heart he holds. And Olave, same thing. These guys are just down and out. K9 and Olave are so well below their market value. Like they're being sold for scraps. And these guys are blowing up. Pickens and Jacobs are blowing up right now. I think you definitely left a lot of meat on the bone, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying you got worked, because at the end of the day, Olave is going to go up. K9, I believe, will. But you definitely didn't use the market value that was out there when you made those trades, in my opinion. All right, later, 2-time. We'll see you later, pal. All right, Steven from Iowa. And then I got these super chats real quickly, guys. Actually, Steven and everybody on the phone line, please mute real quick. Let me get these out of the way. Cup for Nico. I'd rather have probably Cooper Kupp right now, just because he's there. He's, bye weeks out of the way. He's back. Nico, we still hope Nico comes back, but what if he has a setback? You're still missing a game. But a week from now, I think it's dead even. So it really just comes down to, like, can you weather it? But Kupp is a little bit safer right now. Kyron, White, Bucky, ETN, Debo, MHJ, Dobbs, JMO. What moves should I try and make with this team? I'd probably say I like it a lot. I think that there's you at least got the Rashad White and Bucky situation, but I'm still looking to maybe trade that. I don't know that you got a lot of trade power, though. If anything, this team's 3-5 and you have Kyron, you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I've got Kyron and I've only won 3 games. This is shameful, Tyler. You got to trade him. You got to give him to somebody that can give him the love and support he deserves. You need to go, my friend, and turn him into 2 monsters and take a gamble. I hate to say it, but you got 3 wins, bro. Kyron's been blowing up and you're not winning. You're going to have to trade for Hill and a running back. You're going to have to trade for Neighbors and a running back. Nico and a running back. DK and a running back. Debo and a running back. You pull that off, or even Pacheco and a wide receiver. You pull that off. You get the right combo of two guys. You have a team that could I think, turn this thing around. But Tyler, unfortunately, you're not able to own Kyren any longer, in my opinion, to win at least. 4-4, two QBs, and Tyler, I appreciate you. I'm just giving you honest feedback so you go make the right moves. I'm not really mad at your team or you or anything like that. I'm trying to work on myself. I love you, Tyler. Tyler, let's hug. Virtual. Tracy for Allen and Shakir. Mahomes, Tank Dell, and Tracy for Allen and Shakir. That's a really tough one, bro. I would probably lean toward, if you're using Tracy and Tank in your lineup and you don't have comparables to throw in there, I probably would lean toward Allen because of the amount of production he's going to give you. But those are two really good pieces. Thoughts on Mahomes, DK, Tracy, Ladd for Allen and Nico? I would definitely take that Allen-Nico side. That is the one I want. And Connor Ladd for K9 Sharps. I'd rather have probably Connor and Ladd, but that's a tough one. That's a really, really close call, my bro. That's a really close call. Let me get these phone lines cleared. Guys, you got 30 seconds. That's it. I'm sorry. I got too many super chats. I gotta get through this. Cody from Fresno, you got 30 seconds. So go.
Hey, Smitty. The Pacheco owner also has Hill, so I'm trying to cook up a trade involving Goff because he only has Love. I have Coleman. I've got Tillman. I've also got J-Mo, Juju, Warren.
So what's the question? What's the question? You got 10 seconds. What's the question?
Trade package. Do you have any idea?
Coleman and Tillman for who? For what?
I'm trying to get Pacheco and Hill from this owner. Any packages you think I can send over
for Tillman, Coleman, Goff probably won't get you Hill, bro. Tillman, Coleman, Goff isn't probably going to get you. It maybe get you Pacheco. You could probably get Tillman and Goff for Pacheco if you're saying you want to send Goff to him. Is that what you said?
Yeah, he only has Love, and I know Love might miss this week, so I'm thinking he might take Goff.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Tillman and Goff for Pacheco. I don't think you could try for shooting higher than that, but I don't know that you're gonna, bro. Coleman or Tillman.
Coleman and Tillman. Okay, I have Connor and Kamara as my starting running backs, and CD and Smith as my wide receivers. Should I maybe involve Smith if I'm trying to get Hill?
Yeah, I could do that. Goff and Smith and maybe Coleman for Tyreek. Sure. All right, got to go, bro. Let us know if you pull it off. Got to roll. Red, you got 30.
Hey, brother.
Red, you got 23.
Try to get more.
You what?
I'm trying to figure out how to fix my team. Come on, damn it, man.
You got 14 seconds, Red. You're burning it.
Down to Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
And I traded Jalen Waddle for Chase Brown, trying to up my running back. But I have my wide receivers are
Red, rules are rules. Red, call back.
I know.
you guys are shit in the bed. What are we doing, man? Steven from Iowa, take a deep breath. I'm going to wait 2 seconds before I hit the button. Go.
So for my flex this week, I got Chubb in there right now. Would you start Chubb, Coleman, Cooper, or Dell? My wide receivers are MHJ and Nakua, and then obviously my running backs are Cook and
I'd
Gibbs.
probably go Coleman for now just because he's on fire, bro. He's on fire.
Okay. And then I'm 3-5, and on that last super chat, you're telling somebody to just get rid of Kyren. I'm kind of the same way. Do I need to trade Gibbs? I'd hate to do so.
You're out of time, bro. Nate, what's up, Nate? You got 30, Nate. Hurry up.
I got Gibbs, Kyren, McLaurin, Worthy, and Achane, and Coleman. Do you think I should make a trade for wide receiver or just keep those three running backs?
I mean, bro, if you could turn one of them into two monsters, like you're buying low on Kamara or Breece Hall and you get the wide receiver, sure. If not, I'm not trading a big gun.
Okay.
All right, appreciate you. Dre from New Jersey.
Oh, what's up, Uncle Smitty? Got a quick question. Stephon Diggs, owner with Panic. He has Josh Jacobs, James Conner, and Jaden Reed on a trading block. He needs a wide receiver. I have Adams, Garrett Wilson, Coleman, and JSN. What do you think I should send him that would make me safe? It's like
I'm not, bro. You got 30 seconds. I can't jot down all these names, then concoct a trade. Like, you cook up something for me. Let's try this one more time. Cook up something for me.
What do you think about JSN and Coleman for Reed, or JSN and Coleman for Jacobs? Which one do you think is the safer option?
JSN and Coleman for Reed or for Jacobs?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather have Jacobs for sure. The way he's playing, Reed's a buy low. You could almost trade Coleman for Reed straight up right now. But I like Reed. I'm definitely in the game in the business of buying Reed low. But Jacobs is definitely the higher commodity here, and he's a running back on top of it. So, but I'd definitely trade JSN and Coleman or any other. I'd even add a third piece that's somewhat relatively the same price as JSN or Coleman to get Jacobs. That's how much I'd overpay to get Jacobs right now. Running backs are really hard to come by, bro.
I appreciate you.
All right, later. All right, I got to get these super chats. Phone lines are closed. I'm sorry, a few of you trying to dial in. All right, let's get to these supers. I might open the phone line again. Don't worry. We'll see. Murph with a $20 hauler. Murph, the man, the myth, the legend, dropping it like it's hot, my boy. And you guys don't get mad. And Red, if you call back in, I'll give you another shot because Red's an avid super chatter. You know I appreciate you, Red. Rules are rules on the quick phone calls, though. You know, I can't extend it for anybody. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The rules are the rules. I got to stick to it. We're doing 30-second phone calls for a reason because we're on a time crunch. But, Red, I'll give you one more 30-second shot if you want to dial in real quick. You're an avid super chatter, and I appreciate you, and I want you to know that. But you guys gotta roll with this stuff quicker during that segment at least. And we don't always have 30-second phone calls. Some of the people that complain and cry about it, like, Smitty, that's not very nice. Like, you know what you're getting into. You're dialing into a 30-second phone call segment. Okay, the show is cooking, Smitty. You've had a lot of great tips this season, but your best has to be sending me to Lou Malnati's during a trip to Arizona. The pizza is so good, I went twice. Smitty is the king of food and fantasy. Thank you, Murph. Murph, appreciate your $20 hauler. That just bought me a medium pizza at Lou Malnati's, my guy. $20 hauler from, thank you, appreciate you, sending you to Mars.
To Mars!
Yeah, Lou Malnati's is the best. I promote him even when I'm not in a certain like sponsorship arrangement with them, like when I'm in the middle of doing a sponsorship with them, because I tend to do stuff with them. I still promote the hell out of them because I believe in them. High thoughts on a team, two wide receivers, 2 flexes. Traded Bowers and Vidal for Hawkinson, Tracy, Ridley. I could get behind either side. If you need a running back, look, Tracy's great. Ridley's playing really good right now with Hopkins gone off one game at least. And Hawkinson, who knows what he's going to be. Stroud pick up Nix or Stafford. I'd go Stafford, bro. He's in a rhythm. That bye week's out of the way. Nix is going to be up and down even if he does play well. Running back Walker, Mondre, Javante. Let's monitor Nix though, because that could change from week to week. It really could. Ramondre, Braylon, Allen. Wide receivers DKT, MHA, Mooney, Dell, Worthy. As far as like other moves to make, it's kind of tough. Can't sell these wide receivers. You could maybe try and sell MHJ high, but I think I'd probably just hold out a week. You can't sell Mondre too high right now. You could try and sell Mondre in something. You know, Mondre and T. He's banged up though. Mondre and DK for a bigger wide receiver upgrade. Or running back, you know, Mondre for Jacobs, and you give up a Mooney or a Dell or something like that. Mondre for Kamara, and you give up a potential T. Higgins. Those are moves that I'd probably make. But other than that, you know, for the most part, I'm going to hold. But I don't mind the Bowers trade, honestly, because you got Tracy back, who could definitely help you. But Bowers is probably the best tight end in football right now. Like, plain and simple. He's crazy. Hey, pal, I have a trade offer for my Devontae Adams for Brian Thomas in a league standard scoring. Throw in Tank Dell plus Adams to get BTJ. I probably would rather have BTJ. I'd rather not throw in Bigsby, but if you had to, it is what it is. He's the best player in the deal. I think BTJ is phenomenal. My wide receivers are Chase, Adams, Coleman. I do think there's a world where Adams does kind of start to deliver, though. But I'm kind of feeling like him and Hopkins have crossed that age of not necessarily having what they need to have to do well, especially changing teams. Even if you're a veteran and you're smart and you know football, you could pick up a scheme quicker than a younger kid. You're still older, and changing teams is tough on a wide receiver more than any position. It just is. I'd rather have BT. BT's got the ability to kind of save you, I think, in this situation. Thank you, my boy, for dropping the super chat. Flex, Red, again, if you want to call back in, only Red. I'm not answering phones right now for anybody else. Flex, Waddle, Dell, or Ridley. I'm going to go I'll probably go Waddle this game. But I very much like, you need help on the phone line. Red, dial in one more time, like I said. Appreciate you. I like Dell a lot, but it is a tough call. I want to say Antonio Brown. Like AJ Brown. Monty for CMC, Kamara, and Downs. AJ Brown. I'd probably rather have AJ Brown and Monty, bro. I don't trust CMC. CMC's a fun gamble to take, I suppose. I suppose it's a fun gamble to take, but I don't know. Tracy and Dell for Walker. I'd rather have probably Walker, but that's damn close given how good Tracy is. Jonathan Taylor and Mike Evans for Barkley. I'd rather have probably Barkley right now, but quite honestly, 3 weeks from now, depends on your record, would I rather have Evans and Taylor? Yes. So it really depends on, can you weather through the storm, and if you can, then the Evans JT side is going to serve you better at that point in the season. So it just matters if you can't afford to wait. Need 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. I'm going to go with, in this situation, I'm going to go Ridley and probably Pittman with AR5 out of the way. And then your flex is probably going to be Sutton, but I don't love that flex option, to be honest with you, broski, at all. Mike Evans and JT for CeeDee Lamb. I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb, even now. You know, that other situation was a little different, but I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb's a league winner, a monster. Would you do MHJ and Garrett Wilson for Tyreek and Cup? I would rather have Tyreek and Cup by a lot. And this one right here, MHJ Connor for my B-Rob Jr. and Dell. I would take MHJ and Connor for sure. We got a $20 hauler from Matt. Gets immediate attention. 12-man, 7-1. Lamar, Achane, Pollard, Lamb, Amon-Ra, BT, McBride. Have Bucky, Rome, Tillman on the bench. Had Terry and Nico, but traded them for Lamb. I like that. That's fine before the Nico injury. Want to get rid of Amon-Ra and Pollard for an elite player. The only players that I would do that for would be like Breece Hall right now as a buy low. You can't get Gibbs. You could try. Gibbs, you probably can't get Kyron. You could try. Yeah, I would definitely consider, you've got Lamb already. You don't have Hill, but I don't know that you need to give up that for Hill, to be honest with you. It's JJ, Jamar Chase. It's Barkley. It's Breece Hall. Probably Matt. Those are the guys that make sense for that. Trade Otten and Tyreek for Breece Hall. I could get behind that, but at the same time, I like both sides quite a bit. But I could definitely get behind that, and I probably would in your situation. Breece Hall is a great buy low right now. Otten's a good sell high, even though he's also a good hold. You can be two things at the same time. Amari and Achane for Hunt and Cup. I'd rather have Amari and Achane, to be honest with you, Jonathan. But that's close. It's arguable for sure. How do you see Mixon, Achane, Gibbs doing this week? I think they all have good days. Call it 100 total yards and a touch for each one of them. And one of those guys may be Achane getting that 150 and a touch. That's kind of how I feel about Achane. Phil, appreciate you, Phil, with the super chat. QB Allen, JD, Bijan, Chuba, Mason, MHJ, Dell, Dobbs, Debo, Nico wanted to flip MHJ for Saquon or another solid running back. MHJ is going to be hard to flip for Saquon, broski. Unless you do a Bijan and MHJ for Saquon and something, and you get that other piece, that receiver that's doubted that you like. Mason and maybe MHJ you could try, and I'd definitely take Barkley on that front. I would definitely do, like, you could even do Debo and Mason for Barkley and then something small. And that boy with the final super chat, guy drop Mason, drop Algier or AR5. Drop AR5, unless it's super flex. But even then, maybe. You know, they say they're not going to go back to him, but if injury struck, he'd be a good super flex player to pick up. So I'd say definitely if in non-super flex. All right, Red, hit me with it real quick, Red.
Okay, I'm trying to improve my running backs. What I got right now is Etienne Jr. and I got Devin Singletary.
ETN?
What can I make a trade? Yeah, Etienne. And I also have a Bigsby as a backup. I'm trying to make a better running back.
I think
what kind of deal can I come up with? Like, I got St. Brown, Hill, and Tank Dell, and Flowers, Lockett. I traded Waddle for Chase Brown. I'm just trying to get another good one running back.
Who's your quarterback?
Josh Allen.
And who's your tight end?
Laporta.
Okay, keep
And I got Clement on the bench.
Keep Laporta because no one's going to give you what you deserve. You might have to trade Allen. I don't know. We'll have to see. But okay, so first of all, Bigsby's your starter, probably over ETN, to be honest. But at least you got the two cuffed. That's kind of a decent. You got two decent running back situations. Not great, but they're decent. You can't sell Hill high.
I also have Tracy too.
Okay, that's good, Tracy. I mean, you really could roll with Bigsby and Tracy right now, and not divide up the rest of this. Yeah, but this week? But what's your record?
Yeah, I'm 3-5.
You're gonna have to look at see if you can trade St. Brown. I don't know if he's got enough firepower to get you two pieces. You know. What about so you got Hill, Delphi? I'd be almost tempted to say if you traded St. Brown for Breece Hall. I mean, I would do.
I just got Tyreek for. I traded Josh down to Tyreek.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather have Breece Hall over St. Brown, and I think that Hill, Dell, and Flowers would suffice, and then you'd have Hall and Tracy going forward, and then Bigsby, ETN, and the flex, and then Allen and Laporta. That's pretty good.
I did trade Waddle for Brown.
I don't know. I mean, Chase Brown's okay. I mean, we like him. He's a very good flex player or whatever, but Waddle's, maybe got a tad more upside. I don't know. Waddle and one of these guys could have maybe got you the player you needed, though. Chase Brown trade value is not high. Waddle and ETN and Bigsby could have got you Kamara or something like that, but I don't think that Chase Brown will, unfortunately. So I'm not saying you made a bad move for your lineup, but maybe made a bad move if you're trying to flip him. Tracy's got a lot of good trade value right now. I would explore Tracy and Flowers for one player before I do anything. Tracy and Flowers for Kamara. Tracy and Flowers for Walker. Tracy and Flowers for Hall, and you'll get laughed at. Big deal. Then you try and look at St. Brown for Hall. But I would definitely look at Tracy and Flowers, Tracy and Dell, Tracy, Dell, and Flowers. Whatever you got to do to get a big dog, big gun. I would look at Pacheco. I would look at Chase Brown. And I'd trade Flowers for Pacheco straight up in your position. Dell for Pacheco straight up, potentially. Someone might pay for Dell. Not everybody will pay for Dell, but somebody might.
What about if I try to get Chubb?
You're just getting more of the same, bro. Like it's like you go and getting Chase Brown. What didn't do you really? You just went more of the same. You're like, give me another Tracy, give me another Bigsby. If you're gonna make a trade, go after a Breece Hall, go after a Walker, go after a Kamara. Those are the. Yeah, of course. I mean, can you get Gibbs for St. Brown? Probably not. Try it if you can. Sure. Tracy and St. Brown for Hall and something. Maybe the guy's got a player that just makes a whole lot of sense. To go get like.
What about Brown and Brown, Ford, and Tracy for Gibbs?
It's cute, Red. All right. Got to roll. Appreciate you, bro. Later. Gibbs. Come on, man. What do we look like? Does it look like Mickey Mouse school? Good trade Ford, Chase Brown, and Tracy and get Jahmyr Gibbs. Why don't you throw in Jamar Chase while you're at it? Choose one PPR. Dell, Downs, Moore. Decision's killing me. I mean, look. Downs is probably your safest bet given how good he's been playing, and he loves Flacco. But Dell's like hard to sit. I guess I'd go Downs for safety. I'd go Dell for high upside, high risk. But you got to be willing to you got to be willing to risk it if you're going to go that route. JT and Mike Evans for Kyren. Right now, I'd rather have Kyren. But I will say, and this is coming from the biggest Kyren supporter and promoter and video creator, content creator on planet Earth. There's no one higher on Kyren than me. Nobody on Earth. Give me a coffee. Nobody on Earth higher on Kyren than I am. JT Evans, 3 weeks from now might be better for your team to win. It's just a matter of can you wait it out. I'd rather have Kyren now, but later on it's pretty damn even and hard to argue that the two pieces won't serve you better. So it just comes down to your situation. 12-man, 7-1. Purdy, Derrick Henry, Kamara, Lamb, Devontae Smith, Pitts, Hunt, Tillman, Dell, Eckler, Kelsey, Tyreek, and Hill owner all need help. So I'm going after Hill or Kyren, sure. I don't think Kyren's going to be cheap, but if you could give up like Devontae Smith and Kamara for Kyren and something, I'd definitely explore that. If you could give up, I mean, bro, I don't know if the owner of Hill is different than the owner of Kyren, but I would trade Henry for Hill and Kyren. You can do that. Or something like that, I definitely think that would be entertaining. I'd be loving that offer. As for like Kamara and Tillman for Kyren, I don't know if the owner will do that. Some people are really high on Tillman, some people are not. Kamara and Devontae Smith for Kyren and something. Tillman and Devontae Smith for Hill. I think if someone needed 2 wide receivers, they would explore that. MCF, appreciate you. Man, this sucks. I'm 2-6 PPR with JD5, Love, Breece, Achane, AJ Brown, Tyreek, Neighbors. Yes. Yeah, but there's nowhere to go from here, bro. You need to just ride this out. Trade Breece, Neighbors for players without buys. Maybe, but you'd have to set that up just perfectly, bro. This team is ready to smash. Don't be making some weird moves. Bill, if you could mute real quick. So don't be making any weird moves. Don't be making any weird moves. Trade Neighbors for someone on a buy, sure, but who's it gonna be? Breece Hall for Gibbs, yeah, I'd do that because you got the bye week out of it. I get all that. I'd make those moves if you can, but they have to be similar parallel moves. They have to be players we still love a whole lot. Because you get crazy up in here, bro. Like you trade Neighbors for St. Brown, sure, St. Brown's had a bye, but those are the moves you make. You hold on to this team. That team's phenomenal. You've had some bad luck, and I know you need some wins, but it'll probably be the team that could do it. ETN, Bigsby, BTJ for CMC and JSN. I guess in your situation with Mason, I don't hate this move. I'm not a big go get CMC guy, but in your situation, I'm going to Smitty approve that one. Was offer Breece and Worthy for Aaron Jones and Jaden Reed. I take Breece and Worthy pretty easily, my guy. Pretty easily. Wide receiver, super flex. Yeah. Aaron Jones and Jaden Reed. I like Reed. I like Jones, but Worthy and Breece, give me Breece all day long. That's the easiest question I think I've been asked this hour. Tracy, Devontae Smith for Dobbins and Slayton. Give me Tracy and Devontae Smith by a hell of a lot. Yeah, it's not even enter. I don't care what the team is. I don't care what the situation is. I'm not making that trade. Traded Dobbins and Dell and got back Walker and JSN. I'm fine with that. Thoughts. Dell was a flex. Now JSN, Tillman. Yeah, Tillman and Tracy. You got so many options there. Go get the bigger, better, stronger player. You made the right move. Bill the Tickler, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. My flex spot. Planning on going D-Hop over Xavier Worthy this week, and I have Mahomes. I wish I could play them both. But my other two, my wide receiver 1 and 2, I just can't bench. So
I couldn't sit Worthy for Hopkins. Hopkins hasn't shown it yet, and Worthy is definitely involved. They want to get him touchdowns. I think this is definitely the play for me. Is Worthy. Worthy just scored a touchdown. He's going to get better and better.
really, I feel like we could say the same thing about D-Hop. He's got 7 days to prepare and get.
Well, trust your gut, Bill. We'll circle back and we'll measure sticks after. I mean,
Well,
I'm not.
just trying to park.
I know, and I'm not mad at your take. But I just think that for me, I'm going to go with the guy that.
You're not there yet.
No.
You're not there yet with Hopkins.
No, I'm not there yet.
That's fair. And I'm not ahead of. Like I said, I wish I could start a bowl, but I have Lamb and London, so I can't sit either of those two. You know, otherwise I would honestly against the Bucks, I would start a bowl and say, pull the trigger.
Joshua says, I missed the super chat. Would you do MHA plus Garrett Wilson for Tyreek or Cup? Oh, did I think you were getting both of them? Joshua, I might have. Would you do MHJ Garrett Wilson for Tyreek or Cup? I would take Bill, would you rather have MHJ and Garrett Wilson or Tyreek? I think you got to take the two players.
Yeah, MHJ here. Well, I mean, and Tyreek, I don't know, Miami.
And even Cup, I mean.
Like the running back situation in Miami, but the wide receiver.
Yeah. What about Cup? Would you rather have Cup over both those guys?
Over MHJ and
Garrett Wilson.
And
chat. Vote on.
Stafford's arm hasn't fallen off yet, so yeah.
Vote on that one, chat. Cup or Garrett Wilson, MHJ. The thing that concerns me about MHJ is Kyler. So, I do love MHJ. He's freaking phenomenal. But
do we have any upside with Garrett Wilson? It's all concerned with Garrett Wilson, right? That's the problem.
I mean, Bill, I feel like you didn't watch football last week. I mean, Garrett did have 100 yards, and he's looking all right.
Yeah.
But I think they both could fall into a rut. Like MHJ and Garrett Wilson could fall into a rut not made by themselves, made by the team and their quarterback. And so it's like maybe you just take Cup and say, damn it, I'm getting no bye week, and I'm getting just massive production. I'm going to say, Joshua, try and get something else if you can, but give me Cup. I'm sorry if I misunderstood your question. Do you see my response, Joshua? Or are you watching my response, hopefully? I will probably say try and get more, my guy. Try and get more, but I would do the trade. And then this one, traded Dell and DJ Moore for Nico. I would have done that too, 1,000 times over. Mixon, Connor, Hunt, trade Connor for Puka. Of course, but you're not going to get Puka and Nakua for Connor, are you? You got to do that one, bro. That's an absolute home run. Man, that would be phenomenal. Mixon, Connor, Hunt, trade Connor for Puka. Yeah, for sure. And then got offered Devontae Adams and... Is he trying to say Devontae Adams and Calvin Ridley, or is that Debo he's misspelling? I think it's Devontae. Devo Adams. Okay. Devo Adams and Calvin Ridley for BT. I'd probably rather BT, but that one's also tough. And then Miles with the blank $5 hauler. Miles, thank you for the blank super chat, pal. Appreciate you. All right, Bill, anything else?
Not so much. I just, with the Jets, look, I don't own any Jets. The Jets, fantasy-wise, it feels like the caution tape will be coming out soon around them, fantasy-wise. They're going to eat, and if they're behind, I understand they're going to eat, but man, I'm glad I don't have any Jets. I feel for my fantasy brothers and sisters out there who have been up and down with the Jets.
All right, Bill. Appreciate you. Later, bro.
Thanks, Smitty.
I feel like Bill should have like a. I feel like Bill would be like a workshop Like some sort of guest speaker or something. And come on, brothers and sisters, gather around. I have a ton of wide receiver depth. Garrett plus MHA for Breece. Same damn question, Joshua. Garrett and MHJ for Breece. I'd rather have Breece Hall. If you got... Okay, so you're answering my question even more so. You're in a smaller league with tons of depth, and you, of course, make these moves. Go get Kupp for sure. Go get Breece Hall for sure. Because you're playing in a small league with tons of depth where you're not getting even hurt by this move. That's a big piece of information that helps me. Kyren, Gibbs, nice. Waddle, Dell, Keon, not as nice. Trade ideas, probably with this wide receiver room, bro. I hate to say it, but, well, you're 5-3, though. You're doing it. I guess you let it ride another week. Let's see what Waddle does for you. Let's see what Dell does. Let's see what Keon does. Maybe Otten helps you get into a better receiver. Like, maybe, can you trade Waddle and Otten for Hill? Waddle and Otten for Nico? Waddle and Otten for Kupp? Keon and Otten for Debo, going on a bye? Or DK injured, or Nico? Murph, I'd try those. I started to say you can't do anything, but all those things seem kind of doable. We've seen people do trades like that all week long. Should I drop JMO for Brooks? I have good depth. Maybe. Yeah, I guess if you need an RB, but I don't think JMO's getting suspended this year or anytime really soon. You never know. The commissioner could say enough with you, bro. You're on the exempt list. It's hard to say. 6-2. Garrett Wilson for Nico. Take Nico and run, my broski. Run. Bill the Tickler, appreciate you. Dude, how many times a day do you say Breece, bro? Breece, bro.
Breece Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the third, don't stall.
Get Breece.
Breece. Hall. 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 Breece Hall. Breece Hall. Breece Hall. 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 Breece. 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 Hall. 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 Breece. Breece. Hall. 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 Breece Hall. 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 Breece Hall. Breece. Breece. Hall. 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 Breece Hall. 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 Breece Hall. Breece Hall. Breece Hall. Breece Hall. Breece Hall. Breece Hall. 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 Breece Hall. Breece Hall. Breece Hall. Breece Hall. Breece Hall. Breece Hall. Hall. Breece Hall. Breece Hall. 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 Breece Hall. Does a hall of a job. 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 You tell me. How can I get Breece Hall? Well, starts with a certain recipe. And you get that recipe together. You start cooking. And when you write Breece Hall down 5,000 times, ideas start to pop in your head. The flux capacitor equilibrium starts to get balanced. Joseph Ortiz says you lost a follower. Bye, Joseph. What is Joseph? Is Joseph even the one that said it? I don't even know. I don't even know who said it. Let's see here. Who said how many times do you say Breece Hall? I don't even know who said it. He lost a follower. I lost a follower. I lost a follower because I said Breece Hall too many times. I'm sorry, Joseph. We'll see you later. Unbelievable how much fun some people can have. Thank you, Kai. Appreciate you. Oh, that wasn't even Joseph. This was this guy. Quid Pro. Did I offend you? Quid Pro. You're not leaving because I wrote Breece Hall on the board. Quid Pro loves it. Quid Pro loves it, but Joseph got upset at me because I wrote Breece Hall on the board too many times. He's out of here. I'll be honest with you, Joseph. If you don't want to watch my show anymore, if I literally lost a follower because I wrote Breece Hall on my board too many times, I'll be honest with you, bro. I don't know that this is the show for you, and I'm not trying to win you over or keep you here anyway. So it's your choice, not mine. But I'm not gonna beg you to stay because I wrote Breece Hall on the board too many times. We'll see you later, Joseph. You know what's funny is, Joseph, you'll be back. See, Joseph is laughing. He says his stomach hurts. Or, I'm sorry, Quid Pro. Quid Pro is laughing. He says his stomach hurts. Can you imagine? Hey, I'm sorry, I'm leaving. This is inexcusable. How could I get Breece Hall? I don't know, Russo. You're going to have to come up with something, pal. We can figure it out together if he drops them. Must drop one, Waddle or Shakir. Drop Shakir. Don't drop Waddle. How can I get Breece Hall? That's the one I just read. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Cook and trade MHJ, Garrett Wilson for Breece Hall and Chase. I would take either one. I'd rather take Chase over Breece, I think, but I'd take either one for this combo, especially with the information that you've given us already. That is that you are sitting on a mound of depth, bro. This playing in a small, 8-man league or something. You know what I mean? 10-team PPR. I have Daniels, Hall, Kyron, Adams, Deontay, Auden, and McBride, and Nico on IR. Offer for Pitts, MHJ for Johnson and McBride. I would take Pitts and MHJ over Quentin Johnson and McBride. Or I'm sorry, Quentin Johnson, Deontay Johnson and McBride. Bro, Pitts and MHJ crushed that side of the tree. I like McBride a lot, but Pitts is doing the same thing. Like MHJ over Deontay is the easiest trade question I've been asked all day. That's almost as easy as somebody saying stop saying Breece Hall and me writing it on the board, 10,000 times. Should I trade Monty and Reed for Breece and DJ Moore or Tillman? Monty and Reed for Breece and DJ Moore or Tillman. Yes, I would take Breece and DJ Moore or Breece and Tillman. I don't know which one I'd rather have. I guess, yeah, I might say Tillman, bro. Call me crazy. I'd take either, though. Start Dell, Reed, or Coleman. If Jordan Love plays, Reed. If not, I think I bank on Coleman. But it's hard to say. Cody, appreciate you. Still can't believe that dude deuced out over that. You lost your father. This is ridiculous. I guess I want to know why I lost a follower over that. Why is he mad? That wasn't even his question. What made him so upset about me writing Breece Hall 40 times on the board? What made him so mad? Send Kyler, DJ Moore for Hurts and Adunze. I'd take Hurts and Adunze and run. Cody, appreciate you. Kamara, Connor, CD, Devontae Smith, McBride, Coleman, Bench, Bucky, Tillman, JMO. Called earlier, but would appreciate more trade ideas and rating, please. IR. I like your team. CD, McBride, Kamara, Connor, Hurts. I don't know that you have a lot of depth to make it. Like Tillman or JMO are your only bench players to trade. So Tillman and JMO with Connor. So you're just trying to trade Tillman and Connor, JMO with Connor, all three with Connor to maybe try and get like a Kamara. You could try for Breece, but you're not going to get him. Nico, Tyreek Hill. Those are the moves to make, bro. You know, if you can pull it off, you'd be a master, trade master. Kamara and Tillman to upgrade into a Gibbs or a Breece Hall. I think before you make a move like that, I think the team's like a 7-5, which is capable of winning any one game, but will it march through and win consecutive playoff games? I think you're a move away. I'm just being honest because it might make you make the right trade, and then all of a sudden you come back and you're like, I didn't like hearing it, Smitty, but I went and did it, and I landed in an amazing spot, made a trade. Now look at me. I'm glad you were a little hard on the score, Smitty, because it made me make the move. That's what I'll say. All right, I'm out of here. I'll probably be back tonight. Appreciate you all. Hall, Breece Hall, Breece Hall, Breece Hall, Breece Hall,
Breece Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the third, don't stall. Just give Batman the freaking football.
He's Breece. He's Breece.
He does a hull of a job. A hull of a job. A hull of a job.
Breece Hall, please report to the moon.
He does a jale bayot.
But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of
He's Kyrie.
Achane. Achane.
Get Breece.
JD5. This guy to me is going to be better than Lamar Jackson on every level. I'm not saying it happens in year one necessarily, but this is a gunslinger. He's not just a gadget quarterback. He's already better, more accurate, and I think a better thrower than Lamar Jackson. Now, is he going to make mistakes? Is he got to learn to read defenses? Yeah, there's a lot of things he's going to have to weather through, but he's pinpoint accurate. He was a 40 touchdown passing quarterback, 10 touchdowns rushing, 50 total. He had 35 touchdowns from the pocket last year out of the 40. And so he gets
the closest approximation you can have to the NFL facing SEC defenses.
Yeah.
SEC defenses are not NFL defenses. Don't hear me wrong, audience. I'm just saying the closest approximation you can have. If you go bonkers statistically in the SEC, that's notable. At the end of the year, I want to see 10 plays from you that any fan anywhere could go, that's it. That's why he was a top 5 pick right there.
You might see him in week 1, Scott.
Hey, where would I see them if I was watching?
On NFL Red Zone. Hall. Breece Hall. Might be talking a little bit too much about the same topic lately. I've been doing a lot of JD5 posts, and I know people are saying, Smitty, I wish you could create more diverse content. You've been
like 4 of your last like 10 posts have been about JD5, and I just said, I don't know. I guess my reaction wasn't really the best. So I want to first acknowledge that and just say, like, no one's perfect. I'm always trying to get better. And I do think you won't hear any more. I'm going to stay away from JD5 content. Never. Come on, bro. Buckle up, baby.
And Brandon, I think you sent this one. Traded Neighbors for Nico today. I'm 7-1. Yeah, I'd rather have Nico. 7-1. I'd rather have Nico. I love Neighbors, but he's in a bad situation, bro. Not that Stroud's playing like a monster, but definitely think I'd rather have Nico, my boy. So good job. Appreciate you all.